Have you ever asked yourself the question, what is my purpose in life? There are moments when life can feel like a dull, meaningless routine, and we may feel like we're just going through the motions, doing things that we don't really care about. In these moments, we feel that there must be something more out there for us, something that could get us from bed excited every morning. But we don't know where or how to find it. Fortunately, that's where Ikigai comes in. Ikigai is a Japanese philosophy that translates to a reason to live, and it helps us to discover our own unique path or the thing we are meant to do. In this video, we'll be exploring the Japanese concept of Ikigai and how it can help us find our own purpose in life. The concept of Ikigai revolves around two main components: actions and feelings. The actions refer to the specific activities that we engage in, which give meaning and value to our lives. These activities can vary greatly depending on our interests, talents, and values. On the other hand, the feelings encompass the sense of purpose and worth that arise from these actions. To reach our Ikigai, our actions should fulfill four essential conditions. It should be something that we love and we're good at, something the world needs, and we can get paid for. Now let's break down what each condition means. Number 1. Something that you love. These are the things that we always gravitate towards, the activities that we're passionate about, that bring us happiness and enjoyment. Often, these types of activities lead to a state of flow. This state is when we're fully immersed in what we do. This is what some might call being in the zone. In order to identify the activities you truly love, take a moment to recall a time when you were completely immersed in an activity and lost track of time. When your attention was hyper-focused on the task at hand, and each progress you made brought you a sense of joy and excitement. These activities can take various forms. For instance, you might find yourself in a state of flow when you write, losing track of time as your ideas flow onto the paper. Alternatively, composing or playing music may be the trigger that allows you to enter a state of complete engagement and be in the zone. Number 2. Something that you're good at. This means engaging in activities that align with our individual strengths and abilities. Think of it this way. Each of us possesses a unique set of skills and talents. These skills are either something that we're born with, such as a high IQ, or a natural aptitude for physical activities like sports. Or they can be acquired through learning and practice, like developing a proficiency in a foreign language or mastering a craft, for example. When we are engaged in tasks that we're good at, we are more likely to experience a sense of challenge and accomplishment. This sense of achievement not only boosts our self-confidence, but also cultivates a deeper sense of satisfaction and purpose. Number 3. Something the world needs. As humans, we are inherently social beings, wired to connect with others and form meaningful relationships. This social structure is deeply intertwined with our desire to contribute to the world around us. It is an essential aspect of being human. When we actively choose to engage in actions that benefit others and strive to make the world a better place, it brings us a profound sense of fulfillment, because our actions have a positive impact on the world. And that is why we need to be doing something that the world will benefit from. Number 4. Something you can be paid for. While doing what we love and passionate about is great, it's important to remember the reality of the world. At the end of the day, we have bills to pay and financial responsibilities to meet. That's why it's important to keep in mind that the path we choose should be something that others find valuable enough to compensate us for, which will align with our need for economic stability. A good way to approach this principle is by finding a point where our skills and interests meet the market demand, which could be done by conducting a market research, or by trying to find solutions for existing problems. That could also mean being flexible and adaptive. In a constantly changing market, it's important to keep evolving and adapting our skills to meet new demands. This ability would keep us relevant and ensure that we can continue to provide value. Now, after we've covered the four main components, it's important to note that even though each of these components carries its unique significance, none of them on its own is enough to reach the Ikigai. For example, you might find something that you love as well as you're good at. That's what we often refer to as passion. While this fusion can be an immense source of joy and fulfillment, it's not enough to qualify as your Ikigai. since it doesn't align with the needs of society and it doesn't provide you with the income or means of supporting yourself. Another common example is when you do what the world needs and what you can be paid for, which is known as vocation or job. In an ideal world, our vocations should match seamlessly our interests and skills. However, life often presents us with complex choices where such alignment is not always possible. It might be that you found yourself in a role that is in demand and pays well, a role that taps into your skills, but doesn't necessarily light up the spark of joy or excitement within you. While you have a stable vocation or job, you still haven't discovered your Ikigai yet. The journey to discovering our own Ikigai is a transformative path of self-discovery and deep introspection. And it requires us to cultivate curiosity and mindfulness about our true selves. A good way to start on this journey is through self-reflection. Taking the time to pause and be mindful of the small things that bring us happiness and joy is essential. Self-reflection helps us to develop a deeper sense of self-awareness, and that's through being fully present and engaged in our daily activities. The next step is to experiment and explore. Sometimes it may be challenging to immediately identify something that truly pulls us or ignites our passion. In such cases, it's important to open ourselves up to new possibilities and be willing to venture into uncharted territories. This phase involves stepping out of our comfort zone and trying new experiences, and immersing ourselves in diverse areas of interest. Often, we hold assumptions or limitations that restrict our exploration and prevent us from fully realizing our potential. We should challenge these beliefs and push past our perceived limitations. We should fearlessly acquire new skills and knowledge. This could be by learning something entirely new, or deepening our expertise in areas that intrigue our curiosity. This way we broaden our potential avenues for finding our true passions and purpose. It's important to remember that as we undergo potential changes and growth, our Ikigai may also undergo transformations, and that is perfectly fine. The goal is to stay connected with ourselves as well as engaged with the world and remain open to the endless possibilities that life presents to us.